sometimes back. I used to be so bright when it comes to pageantry. Anytime I stand on a stage, I always come home with something, and it keeps me going. But sometimes life hits you so hard. Three, two, one. For the Gambia, our homeland, and that all may live in Israel. Joy of the to good, they shall find Should we say EPPP once again for gracing the official launch of Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation, an organization that was inspired by the crown of a queen who believes that her platform should be implemented, and of course her crown should be used to inspire women, girls, and children. Ladies and gentlemen, please a round of applause to Queen Aisha Sise. And now we would love to welcome Mr. Mustafa Huma to give the opening remark. Mr. Huma, the floor is all yours, please.
Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, respected educators, partners, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to all of you. On behalf of the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation, it is a profound pleasure for me to welcome you all on this great occasion. Today is not merely, this is not merely an unveiling of an event. It is one that goes far beyond that. This is an event which is very, very important for every one of us here. And we thank our partners, we thank our health practitioners, and every other individual who is here to grace this special occasion with us. This vision was born out of a pressing reality. Many of our sisters, daughters, mothers, you name them, suffer from stigma, sometimes from marginalization due to menstruation, among other health issues. This, among other things, has prompted the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation to come up with this initiative. On that note, and on behalf of the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation, I thank all our partners and everyone who is able to make it here, despite the struggles, despite the challenges it would take one to be here on a day like today. We understand that it is in the rainy season and things have been very, very challenging. But with all that, you are able to come here despite your busy schedules. We thank you on that note. And your once again, ladies and gentlemen, the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation has come a long way. It has passed through numerous hurdles, But even with that, we are able to come this far. It is a new foundation, it is a rising one, but we thank God the Almighty and thank all our partners for helping us realize this day. Once again, we thank you very much for honoring our invitation. And on behalf of the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation, I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for making it here today. And inshallah, we want to assure you that this foundation would go a long way to help ladies, young girls, and the Gambian population at large in a lot of different ways. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you.
Or innovated by the crown of a queen. Because us in the pageant industry, we know that kings and queens will always implement their platforms with or without a crown. Either you win or not. But the moment you stand on that stage to defend your platform, you should implement that. And many of the kings and queens have not been doing that. So Aisha being among those that did it, we want to compliment her efforts and congratulate her, and then we wish her all the best, as well as ensuring and assuring her that we would support her whenever the need arises. We have been bothered for so long because we have been seated. Before we move on, we like interludes. So I will definitely love to call on a poetry academy to give us an interlude to first entertain me. If I am satisfied, then we will move ahead. But if at all the entertainment is not satisfactory, we will still start it. So ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome Junglers of Arts. Do we have Junglers of Arts here? Junglers of Arts. A bigger round of applause as they take the stage.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. I believe the mood here is not that much active, right? So to start with, I will not use poetry to entertain. I want the crowd to entertain me first before I entertain you. Is that fair? Yes. Are we good to go? Yes. Don't feel shy. If you are happy and you know, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know, clap your hands. If you are happy and you know, and you really want to so, if you are happy and you know, clap your hands. I love that, thank you so much. So I am Emel the poet with my colleague here. We are poets from the Genres of Arts, and today we are here for our own sister, who is Aisha. Aisha, thank you so much for inviting us, and like I told you, we will not let you down, and finally we are here. We are coming out here with two different pieces. She will be representing the voice of women and children, as I will be representing the voice of the youths. So I hope you are ready for us. Thank you.
In the silence of the night, where darkness waits, our little shrill voices were heard in dying scream. The wall of the room did echo our woeful cries, and like a knife, cut through the silence. Say no to this cruel practice, let the anthem resound. In the silence hour of the night was filled with our helpless tears. Our lips held so tied by women who were more men than women. Our innocence cast out and was accompanied by endless bleeding. Say no to this inhuman act. Let the anthem resound. As what was done, and what happened, and we still carry the scar. The manifestation of our suffering, the childbirth complications, the urinary struggle, the sexual difficulties, the high risks of infections are only snapshots of the complications. Say no to this violation. Let the anthem resound. O you that hides behind the veil of religion and tradition, O you that give a blind eye and deaf ears to our beliefs and realities, our faith teaches us compassion and respect for all human beings. This act is a violation of human rights, and it is our responsibilities to make things Why? Say no to this practice. Anywhere that have this practice, change it. We pray. Thank you.
Talent, yet not spent torn, yet not broken. Our voice is silenced for long, yet not muted. Kwa sonde motonya mafirinda me ko wuli ala ka foje kodi. Ndo yitso la finto nyinge mo kono na ke jamal tale kuroti. Yesu tabitu ko manding kama ko loko na pul kantal do lanfe. Adia mosiata. Wuro ko mata fete fon jawol la ta kan juji. Bala fala ni politicien ole ko politiku man to sija nyinge mo Allah din to lo na fon sa ku kiji. Wala hata bitilo be bolaje wala saya mala ko wolsi nan tol bondiji. Singol balanta sudu la fetten fo la taka kumonte ala fala ni masale ko bani min ke bana la saja ko do dunga tro min fi wal ka falinal do man min ko ne tru jawo fi kulu bi wotu kilmo le falini. So I will tell you, when the days of our days become the days of our ancestors, when peace reigns itself in our culture, when our past become the present and the future shall remain silent. What's happening today? We are suffering from the ignorance of our culture that to another culture, a culture that we know not. For our culture is the sound of that sweet drum, a drum that will put together the us, a sound that will build us and remind us back to our ancestors. You see, when I think of our generation of today, my heart hurts like a water that has reached its boiling point. For we are living in a generation of corruption, a generation of frustration, a generation of manipulation is what we do, a generation where police and hate or just because of things. So my people, them and their types shall be the flesh that will be dressed to set the peace of freedom against them. For latitude they don't lay out any factors, as they consider no gratitude of altitude, no magnitude to protect life. See, even at home, even with people does not decide as them the devil of sin. What a holy point. What a despondency. For we are intended to live a good life. So when the days of our days become the days of our culture.
Wow.
Thank you so much, the junglers of art.
It happens in public. Do not be stigmatized. It is known to our fathers, uncles, and brothers. Please do not contribute to the society that will stigmatize us on our menstruations, please. Aisha, thank you so much. So, ladies and gentlemen, we would also want to recognize the sponsors of this event. We have Stylus Printing, thank you so much. Rotary, thank you for being partners to Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation. Packaging Pro, these beautiful packages, the gift bags are from Packaging Pro. If any of us have events, we might patronize them because you see these bags are so unique and they're beautiful. And of course, to my own association, because that is how I will say, the Student Teachers Association of the Gambia College, now the University of Education, because I was part of the 4th Executive Council. So seeing that council partnering with this initiative is definitely something that I will be proud of. And Aisha, once again, thank you for partnering with the Student Teachers Association. Say no to violence, no to menstrual stigmatization. Ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to welcome the lady who is the reason that you and I choose this day and time among our busy schedule to come and grace this occasion. Please allow me to welcome the lady who uses her crown to implement, inspire the lives of women, girls, and children. Ladies and gentlemen, with all due respect, please, a standing ovation for Ms. Aisha Cisse. Can you please rise and welcome her as she takes the seat? A bigger round of applause to Queen Aisha Cisse.
Assalamu alaikum. How are you all doing? I am so overwhelmed, at the same time very nervous. because I know where I have started. Sometimes back, I used to be so bright when it comes to pageantry. Anytime I stand on a stage, I always come home with something. And it keeps me going. But sometimes life hits you so hard. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, it is an honor to stand before you today at the official launch of our foundation. The inspiration behind this journey began in 2019 during my pageant experience, when I had the privilege of winning a national crown. I represented the people of URR, and it was then that I came face to face with the alarming reality of maternal mortality, especially in rural areas. Too many mothers were losing their lives after childbirth, often because of something as simple as a lack of blood. In response, I organized a blood donation drive, bringing football teams together to donate. Later that same year, I hosted the first ever Miss Nawetan pageant in URR. With the proceeds, we purchased essential items for the maternal and pediatric wards, including a water tank, detergents, and bed sheets, etc. That experience taught me a powerful lesson that you don't need a full bank account to make a difference. A little kind of kindness can go a long way. And if you cannot heal, do not hurt. Since then, I have been actively involved in youth and community activities that align with this vision. The foundation started as Aisha Conscious, that is ACF, but as we grew, I realized it had to be bigger than one person. Today, it becomes the Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation, a vision owned by a community of great minds where everyone sees themselves as part of the mission. Our mission is simple, yet powerful: to improve the health and well-being of women and girls by promoting access to maternal care, reproductive health, nutrition, and menstrual hygiene through inclusive, community-driven solutions. Our mission is clear: a world where every woman and girl has a right and access to quality health and hygiene, leading to healthier and more empowered communities. To achieve this, we'll promote maternal and child health care, improve access to reproductive health service, raise awareness on sexually transmitted diseases, tackle period poverty through reusable pads, promote sanitation and hygiene practices, provide guidance and counseling services, engage with community health workers to ensure no one is left behind. We believe in a participatory approach involving women and girls in shaping the programs that serve them. We'll use education, training, mobile health services, media engagement, and strong partnership to reach even the most remote communities. Before I conclude, I want to take a moment to express my heartfelt gratitude to those who have been with us from the very beginning. Your support, encouragement, and belief in this vision have kept us moving forward. To our donors and partners, thank you for trusting us and for investing in the health and future of women and girls. Without you, this dream would not have taken shape. This foundation is a reflection of your commitment, and together we will continue to build healthier, stronger, and more empowered communities. This foundation is not just mine, it is ours. It belongs to the women, the girls, the families, and the communities we serve. Together, we can build a future where health is not a privilege, but a right. So to each and every one of you here today, you have your busy schedules, but then you were able to leave those things and be with us here. We are grateful. And we are telling you that we are not stopping. We will try by all means to reach every corner of this country, even though we know it is not going to be easy, but we are determined, we are focused, and with the strength of God in us, we will not stop. I thank you all for your attention.
Who will be presenting on the theme of this launching. And the theme reads, Breaking Barriers, Building a Healthier Future Through Education. I repeat, the theme for this launching reads, Breaking Barriers, Building a Healthier Future Through Education. Please, a round of applause to Madam Aminata Silla as she takes the stage. Madam.
Good afternoon, everyone. I think before I start the presentation and any other thing, I should have known better. It will be more of menstrual hygiene, which is also one of the key areas as ministry we are looking at, most especially when it's come to health promotion end. But notwithstanding, the little we have there, we'll discuss with you. When we have a better engagement again, we'll still talk more about menstrual hygiene. As the previous speakers rightly said, menstrual hygiene is a normal life, it's a normal thing, it's not a sickness, it's not something we should be ashamed of. So it's not something also we should not bull each other with. Because last time we did research, we made to understand not boys that bull girls when they are seeing their menstruation, but it's rather their own peers, girls that normally bull them in schools. So for that being the case, it's a message for all of us when we go, most especially students in the gathering. Let's engage our colleagues. Something is very normal, menstrual hygiene. It's not something we should bull off, and it's not something we should see it as we are not part of the society at that moment. Having said that, I just want to come back to my presentation. Before then, good afternoon, everyone, once again. I would first recognize the presence of the respected guests, also ladies and gentlemen, and all other protocol duly observed. Today, anything that I will say here is not in Ami's voice, but in the voice of my director, who's supposed to be here, Madam Zandak Jaju, but due to some other engagement, she could not make it. Breaking barriers, building healthier future through education, empowering individuals and communities for lasting change. In every society, education is this one cornerstone to progress. It guides individuals, communities towards brighter and healthier future. Yet, across the globe, countless barriers, including social barriers such as disability, economic barriers such as poverty, inequality, cultural barriers such as gender disparities, and systemic barriers such as inadequate policies all stands on the way of education, access, and health equity. To break these barriers is not just mere imperatives, but for the well-being of individuals and the future generation. Education and health are linked in many ways. Well-informed population is more likely to understand health informations, make informed decisions, and adopt healthy behaviors. Studies consistently reveals that children who attend schools regularly are less likely to engage in risk behaviors and more likely to access preventive health care services. Despite its crucial roles, access to quality education remains a challenge, particularly in marginalized and undeserved communities. In many places, girls are denied the right to learn, kids with disabilities are excluded from classrooms, families living in poverty must choose either to put food on the table or to send the kids to the school. These barriers have a lasting negative impact on our lives for the next generations. Who often lives in adolescents' lives? Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, fellow advocates, adolescence is a very crucial phase of our lives. In the world we are living today, adolescents are faced with unique challenges that can impact their physical, mental, social well-being, particularly adolescent girls. For instance, Gambia today, adolescent girls are faced with numerous challenges such as menstrual health, education, hygiene, mental health issues such as anxiety and depression, violence and exploitation including sexual abuses, high rates of STIs and unwanted pregnancies. These are often due to lack of access to comprehensive health information, healthcare services. In the face of these challenges, adolescent girls are just vulnerable, but also powerful agents for change. Therefore, with the right support, education, and resources, they can thrive to become leaders and change makers in our communities in the future. To build these healthier futures, we must first break these barriers that limit people's access to quality education. This work requires a multifaceted approach. The following strategies are crucial. Investing in infrastructures, access to safe and accessible education, equipped with necessary resources, provide a foundation for learning. Indiscriminately inclusion. Education must be inclusive for all backgrounds and abilities. Policies and practices should ensure girls, children with disability, and minority groups have equal opportunities to learn and thrive. Tackle social economic barriers. Programs such as school meal initiatives, scholarships, free tuition fees, and financial aids can ease the burden of low-income families, ensuring no child is left behind due to economic hardship. Integration of health and education. Schools are powerful platforms for delivering health information, vaccination, nutrition, and mental health support. Advocacy and community engagement, sustainable change rooted in development of families, local leaders, community education program, parents teachers association, and awareness campaign fosters collective ownerships and drive lasting transformation. Empowering next generation. Shaping the journey towards a healthier future is crucial. Today's adolescents are tomorrow's leaders, healthcare providers or professionals, change makers, etc., by breaking down barriers to education. We unlock the potentials of the countless young minds, equip them with the tools to create positive change in their communities. When young people are empowered with education and health literacy, they become advocates not only for themselves, but for others, spreading knowledge, fostering inclusion, and inspiring the hope. Therefore, breaking barriers and building a healthier future through education is shared responsibility each of us has. Educators, parents, policymakers, health workers, and community members all has a role to play. Through advocating for inclusive policies, supporting local schools, volunteering time and resources, and championing lifelong learning, we will contribute a valuable effect of progress. Hence, let's envision a world where every child, regardless of the circumstances, can access quality education and realize their full potentials. Let us work together to dismantle the obstacles, bridge the differences, foster environments where learning and health go hand in glove. In doing so, we lay a foundation for a future that is not only healthier, but more just, equitable, and filled with positives. I thank you all.
Please let's give her a round of applause as she takes her seat. I don't know whether you were listening and hearing what she was reading. She said, breaking barriers, building a healthier future through education is a collective responsibility that you and I have a role to play. If you don't play your role and I don't play my role, we are the ones that will be affected. Today, many communities ask their children, demal si bir neeg bi lu ñoo añee sa amuñ ko nga ne dangay dem jàngi. Painful, right? So let's collectively come on board, play our part, and ensure that our future is cleared. So thank you so much, Madam. Next speaker, before the pledge, I will go ahead with the other speaker who will speak on menstrual hygiene management, access, affordability, and awareness in school. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Madam Fatou Binjai Sawane. Madam Fatou Binjai Sawane, an educator who educates young people on all aspects, especially on menstrual health. Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. If I'm in den chenke den numfa deme den hiv. Anyways, good afternoon to all the students present, because I can see we have students in the building. Good afternoon to all the students. The member on this side, good afternoon to you. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon to all of you. It is an honor and it's really a privilege to be here today to grace this occasion. Menstrual hygiene, as I always say, education is everyone's business, but menstrual hygiene is everybody's business. So we mean business. And again, ladies, hold your head high, especially students going to school. Menstruation is not a crime, is it? Hello? Is menstruation a crime? Exactly. So let's go through the speech proper. I mean, today, as I said earlier on, I am honored to be here to talk about menstrual hygiene management and then awareness, raising awareness in school. So this discussion, as you know, is not just a discussion that is only happening in the Gambia, but globally. Anywhere you go to, people talk about menstrual hygiene and then raising awareness because of the things that are around it. So it says it influences half of the global population, yet is frequently shrouded in silence, stigma, and then disregarded menstrual hygiene management. Menstruation is a normal occurrence, normal biological occurrence. Nevertheless, numerous girls encounter obstacles in managing their periods safely, hygienically, and with dignity. These challenges are associated with three main things, three main factors, and that is accessibility, affordability, and raising awareness in school. Our first stop will start with access, right? In numerous schools, there continues to be a deficiency in adequate water, sanitation, hygiene facilities, lacking clean restrooms, water for cleansing or proper disposal systems. Girls are compelled to miss classes or even withdraw entirely. Ensuring that schools offer safe and private facilities is not a privilege, it is a fundamental human right. And I believe the SIG given to schools should somehow cater for the above mentioned. Schools are given SIG, right? School improvement grants. I mean, when we talk about SIG, once you mention SIG, especially school heads or principals, they always feel attacked, you understand? We are not their enemies, we are teachers, but again, we know school improvement grants should be meant for school improvement grant, right? We have students in the schools, we have girls, we have boys, but when it comes to gender responsive budgeting, it's always a problem, right? I mean, I believe students should be catered for, especially the females. We all know that menstrual problem, like this menstruation poverty, is something that is keeping our girls away from school, especially in the rural areas. So I believe with this SIG, we can also cater a little for the girls so that we can give them affordable or free menstrual pads so that they can use it. And again, I have a problem with inclusivity. When we say, when we talk about this inclusivity, I mean, it's a problem. We say inclusivity. We're trying to include everybody. We're trying to give equal opportunity to everyone. But again, it's our infrastructures. Are they friendly? Are they user friendly to everybody? Our infrastructure, our schools, is it user friendly? Okay, now we see that we have visually impaired people, and then we have the hard to hear people, like the differently able people. Okay, we have education mainstreaming. We bring them in our schools without the proper resources. It is disheartening to see them in the school without the proper resources. Seeing them in school struggling to get to the highest or to get to another ladder to go to the class above is a problem. It's disheartening. Seeing them struggling to go to the restroom is disheartening. Like seriously. You see them, especially if someone is using a wheelchair and the person is going to use the restroom. How is he going to use the restroom? If the restroom is not user friendly, if the restroom is not her type. Some of them will be crawling. And again, just imagine Lende, school, you want to get school num demen. At halebu talk si pus what I watch as souf de what to do. I think we have to revisit this inclusivity. And we said equal education opportunity, equality and quality education. But this equality, that's not. And this, quality education is under the UN Sustainable Development Goal. Quality education, but again, I have issue with it again, coming back to the Gambia, coming back to the classroom. Sometimes you see a student who is visually impaired and the person is sitting in the class mute, not following the lesson. Why? Because the itinerary teacher is not in. Hello. You have only 2 itinerary teachers or 3 itinerary teachers in a cluster. How do you expect that person or those people to serve all those schools in that area? I think the government and the philanthropists and the CSOs, that's the civil society organizations, and the private sector, we all have a role to play. Okay, it's the government's responsibility, but the other organs can complement their efforts. So I think it is high time we try and see how best we can help our students because they need that. They definitely need it. Moving on, raising awareness. Anyways, silence and stigma, raising awareness in school. Sometimes it is forbidden, like it's like a taboo to talk about menstruation. Menstruation. Once you say menstruation, you know it's something very big. Yeah, Lord, go to that. Like seriously? So, and then it also creates that shame and then that misinformation. That misinformation. In our schools and in our society. Some girls are unaware or unprepared when their first period comes. And boys or men lack the knowledge, right, to support them. It is high time for schools to integrate menstrual education into the curriculum in order to address menstrual issues and the stigma around it. Dialogue is the key to combat this silence and stigma. So boys and men also need to be part of this dialogue because menstruation is not just a girl's business, it is a human issue. Ladies and gentlemen, students, menstrual hygiene management is about equality, dignity, and opportunity. When our girls have access to proper facilities, affordable products, and accurate information, then they all have a sound education. Here, I would like to reflect on our infrastructure in schools, whether it is user-friendly or not. Well, we talk about that. We have the following students, that's the visually impaired and other students. I mean, almost in all schools that you go to, you will find them there. But again, are we giving them the resources they need? You know, sometimes you feel guilty. As a student, you'll be in the class and you see someone who cannot see or hear, and you're in class. And you're learning, the person is sitting down there. And there was a student who left school because of that. Whenever you ask the student, she will tell you, she was right, do they janga, because there was no itinerary teacher. Whenever she was in school, there was no itinerary teacher. Then later she left because do you guess? You understand? So I think we have a role to play. We definitely have to help them out. They're part of the society, and then whatever it is with them could happen to us anytime. Ladies and gentlemen, according to the Sustainable Development Goal, I think I talk about that quality education. We all have the right to get that quality education, right? We have that right, everybody. So I will conclude by saying, let us change the narrative and know that it is not a crime to menstruate, is it? Is it a crime to menstruate? Great. It is a right, dignity, and a blessing to experience such in life. So hold your head high and do not allow anyone to tell you otherwise. Let us create a school environment where every girl feels safe, informed, and empowered. Menstrual hygiene and management is the key to a healthy and sound education. And again, I would like to say bravo to Aisha and her team. If we have 3 more Aishas or 4 more Aishas, we'll be in another level. We all definitely have to work hard to complement her effort, to complement her. I nearly cried when she started talking. Man, I'm emotional. I nearly cried because, you know, it's never easy. It's never easy coming up with something in the Gambia. Never easy. You will never see anybody around. The moment it is volunteerism, Gambian, most of us, to be honest, that's the fact. Most of us don't value, volunteerism. They will tell you, Amut Halis. So if you have dedicated people with you, I said shout outs to them. I said cheers to them. May the Almighty Allah guide you all. And then may we have many more foundations like this. Women need to be heard. Girls, you know what? Menstruation is not a crime. And guess what? Don't allow anybody to embarrass you. Don't allow anybody to look low upon you because of that biological occurrence. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
You don't see your, it is a crime if you don't see your.
Sa yaay dina la wax ne kaay tey gisuma nga weer fali de waaw na déet. It's something that we are going through. Daf laa wax ne tey moom weer bi yëpp faatukaay weer bi yëpp bàyyi naa la xel gisuma fo were dara. So in the lives of girls, it is a crime if we don't see our menstruation. So know that it is not a crime to see it. Many of you students that are seated here, go to your classrooms, educate your peers, speak to them about menstruation. Some are in your class, they haven't seen it yet. If they are educated, then they will know when it comes, what's the needful to be done. So Fatu Binjai Sawane, thank you so much for those wise words. And next, we would love to call on the representative for Rotary. Rotary representative, and of course, they are partners with Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the partners to Conscious Health and Hygiene Foundation.
Distinguished, is a lot, okay. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, greetings to you all. On behalf of the Rotary Club of Bruceby, I would like to take this opportunity to express our gratitude for the opportunity for being here today, to say a little about who we are and why this project means a lot to us. I would also love to take this opportunity to congratulate Aisha and her team for coming this far. Our club, founded in 2017, is made up of professionals and students united by a single purpose: service above self. Over the years, we have carried out projects from tree planting, donations. One of the most impactful has been the period pad project. We believe that no girl should have her education, dignity, or confidence disrupted simply because of her period. Sadly, too many young girls in our communities face these challenges, and that is why we partnered with like-minded organizations to provide sustainable solutions through reusable pads and menstrual health education. This project is not just about pads. It is about giving girls equal chances in schools, restoring confidence, and breaking the silence around menstrual health. It is about creating a future where every girl can stand tall, dream big, and achieve her goals without limitations. We are grateful to our partners for standing with us on this journey, and we invite more hands and hearts to join us together. We can ensure that period poverty becomes a thing of the past. Period shame should stop, and that starts with each and every one of us here. Period is not a crime. Thank you.